Welcome to this vlog. So this one's a little bit different. You can see a bunch of gear in front of me. Tomorrow, Tuesday, the 8th of April, I am heading to Phoenix. So we are going to Phoenix for like a 2-day conference that we're filming. I'm gonna have a 3-part video series on this. This first one, we're gonna talk about travel, like packing for travel. What you see on front of me on the table is what we're working with. I'm going to pull out my action camera. Okay, so here's like most of the main gear that we're taking. We'll go through it all, but this is like a lot of the camera and stuff. And over here we have tripod. These are the carry-on bags that we're taking. And then underneath here, this is what the tripods will go in. This will be my checked bag. And then I have some more gear up here. As I said, this is a trip we're taking. My assistant Brandon and I are taking to Arizona, filming a 2-day conference. You will have seen the ATEM in here because we are actually going to be running the static cameras. We're going to be running everything into the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. And I'm going to be live multicamming, not live streaming, but just live multicamming. And that's what we're doing. And then I'm also bringing my drone because I am a licensed drone pilot. And they want drone in Phoenix and it's like close to the airport. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start with the packing. And I'm going to kind of move some things and we're going to shuffle cameras around. So the first bag that we're going to be packing is, and I will have links to everything in the description below. We're packing is this Think Tank roller bag. I'll have the name underneath, but you can see all that space in there and then like all of the pockets that you could get for spaces. You got like pockets for different things. And then you've got like a laptop pocket here. So love this bag. And this is like my main bag that I take. So the first thing that we're doing is we're putting the 6K Pro into here. Now it slots in perfectly like right here. So you can see it's gonna be right in there, but we are bringing a 12 to 35 from Lumix. You can see right here, the 12 to 35 from Lumix. So I'm actually going to be putting that right under here. So that way it can stay right here. And then the SSD holder for the 6K Pro is gonna go right in there. So that's thing number one. Camera number two is the S5 IIX with the 70 to 200. That's the camera, that's the lens that's gonna be on it. But basically that will go right in here. So that sits in there. And then I put the S5 IIX batteries on there. And then I will also be putting the 6K Pro batteries on there. Now, the 24 to 70 that I'm taking is gonna go right in there. The 35 to 100, which is a 7200 for micro four thirds, is going in there. I'm taking a secondary camera, which is the GH6, or backup camera, just in case I need any backup camera. And then I'm taking the Pocket 4K as a secondary camera. So that's gonna go there with the small rig and thing is gonna need to come off, unfortunately. Okay, so this is basically the setup for how I'm gonna be carrying everything. But everything closes, and then in here will be my computer. I am bringing an SSD case. So you can see it's this, it's gonna house some SSD cords. And then I'm gonna have, this is what I'm gonna be recording the whole thing to from the ATEM. This is gonna be a backup, so I'm gonna be recording internally. And I'm gonna have this as a backup, but I do have the ATEM. So that ATEM has to go in here. So probably what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna be able to put this in there. But then the ATEM power is gonna go on top of the ATEM. I'm gonna put the Zoom F3 because we're gonna be rolling F3 for audio in here. I'm gonna put the double A's for the F3 in there. And then SD cards are gonna go This is the hard part about packing. Okay, SD cards are gonna go there. And then I have this, which is going to be kind of the BTS of this entire day, like the entire thing. So this is what's gonna be the BTS, but also a secondary backup. So that's that. And then I need this cord for this. I think that's all that's gonna go in there. So I'm gonna just, for right now, I'm gonna zip this up. This is what's gonna be the carry-on that's gonna go in the overhead compartment. I absolutely love this thing. It's so nice, so compact, and it rolls around with a nice little handle. So if you're interested, I will leave links in the description below. The second one is gonna be this Low Pro ProTactic AW50. Oh, sorry, ProTactic 450 AW. This guy. I've got it customized to have a certain amount of stuff, but this is what I'm gonna be using for my backpack. So this is what's gonna house my drone. The drone is going in here. The drone's gonna go right in there. And then the batteries are gonna go in here. So the batteries are gonna go in there. And then I'm going to take the V-mounts and they're gonna go in there. That was loud. I'm gonna take this is the DJI charger for the drones and stuff, but also has USB-Cs to charge USB-C stuff. That's gonna go sit right in there. And then I'm gonna take the dual V-mount charger and its cord, and that's gonna go in here. So that fits in nicely there. Then we have the drone controller and the Atomos Ninja V. So that's gonna go in there. And then these two cases will go right along here. And then this guy, I guess, will just sit right there. Then we need, because we're gonna be doing BTS, I'm gonna need to try to find a spot for these things. So maybe that works right there. I will need another bag for chargers. So we're gonna move to this bag right here. So my assistant, who's coming, you guys will have seen him if you're a viewer of this channel. His name is Brandon. He is going to be coming along with me. Basically, he's gonna be handling this bag. So this is gonna have the headphones right in here. We're gonna put XLR cord. Probably gonna go buy a second XLR cord, though I'm not 100% sure. So there's an XLR cord, the DJI ND filters for the drone are actually gonna go back in with the drone. I'm gonna bring my MacBook charger in here. So my MacBook charger is going in there. I'm gonna actually also bring this cord, even though they said I probably won't need it. I'm still gonna bring it because you just never know. So that's gonna go in there. Actually, if I take this back, I'm gonna put all of this stuff in here because that way he and I will have access to it. And then my little film camera is gonna go in here and I'll put another roll of film in there. So, okay. That's basically done, and then I'm gonna throw this in here. So this is basically done. All of these bags are done. All right, so here we've got this Think Tank roller bag. It's like the Think Tank stand manager, but I'm actually using it for the tripods and the extension cords and HDMI cords because it just felt like it would be the best option that I have. And so we've got 5 HDMI cords, multiple extension nut cords. And the whole point of this video, by the way, is simply just to show you how I've packed for this job. It's not a general, here's how you pack for traveling, but I will do a video on that. I just wanted to kind of talk about how I was packing for this trip. Now, again, okay, so I don't know if you can see this, how well you can see this. There is a bump right here where these two things meet. And I don't love that. And I'm worried on the plane how that will work. But I don't really have a better solution because unfortunately, there's nothing more I could do. because this is how it has to work. I unfortunately need 3 tripods. Again, I might bring a secondary bag, put one of the tripods and a bunch of these cord stuff in it, and I may bring that because we may have somebody else who can pack another bag. I'm just trying to keep everything as light and small as possible because we're gonna have to be going from place to place, and we're not gonna be, I mean, you know, we're traveling. We don't have a ton of stuff, you know, the ability to hold a ton of stuff. So yeah, I also needed, and I don't know where it went. So I'm gonna be running a monitor on one of the things. So I need those dual HDMI clamps. So I think this is everything. All right, so I know this part ran a little long. Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about. I'm also gonna be bringing this, which is an Arzopa. It's a portable monitor for things. So I'm gonna be bringing this as well. But anyway, I know this is like a longer video, and I apologize, but I feel like it's an important video for when you think about how to think about traveling with gear. It's not easy. As you can tell, I'm bringing 5 bags because I'm checking my clothes. That's the other thing I'm doing, is I'm checking my clothes. So that way I can not have to bring that. But I mean, it's just one of those things where like we just need a ton of gear, and this is the unfortunate thing that, you know, that's what we need. But I've got 3 extension cords, 2 multi-pronged stuff. I've got a bunch of HDMI cords. You can see I've got 3 tripods and everything. So anyway, I think it's gonna be a very fun trip. You'll see it. I'm excited definitely for this trip. It's gonna be a fun one. You will see at least 2 more videos, maybe 3 on this series, and I think it'll be fun. We'll try to keep these informational just because I know that they can get long if they're not. But ultimately, I think this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be great. I'm gonna pack all my clothes tomorrow. If this doesn't get into the going with the travel, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. There'll be more coming out, especially on this travel series. I look forward to this gig, so see y'all in the next one.